Hi there everyone, how are you? It's great to see you checking in and putting your hello in the chat. welcome to class. It's great to see you joining from all over. I can see Daniela from Norway, Marianne from France, 9 p.m, a nice evening class for you. Good on you if you're joining in the evening. I saw someone else from, who was it, from Scotland in the UK, so yeah, it's great to have you joining. I'm in the South Island of New Zealand, so it's Wednesday morning for me, and we have a cold, rainy morning here, so I'm pleased to be doing my class inside, not having to go out today. Gina from a chilly Dublin, it's nice to have you and see you again. Welcome back if you've come to a class before and you're coming back for another class. I can recognize a few members here from my Pilates time, so welcome. So really great to have you. And what we'll do today is I will take you through a class. And the class title for today is my five top moves that I think are essential. But, you know, it's not really my top moves, more it's my top principles or essential things I think about that you need to have when you do a workout. And these are the things I think about when I plan all my workouts too. So I'll tell you what those 5 key pieces are, and then I'll take you through a class where we'll incorporate all those pieces and put them together and see how you feel. So before we get into the class, do let me know if this is new to you, maybe an online class or even Pilates. Maybe you've done exercise classes in the past and it's been a little while and you're ready to get back into it. So put a yes if you're new, either new to online or new to Pilates. Just write yes in the chat if it's a new something new for you. You know, I love teaching beginners and seeing people progress. So Patricia, first time for Pilates. So welcome. Dee says yes. Justine, yes. Welcome. First time, but love watching you on Instagram. Thanks, Sabrina. Oh, welcome. It's nice to have you right here and we'll do a class together. And Deborah says yes to both. Good. You know, good on you for giving it a go. I'm sure you'll love it. You know, online classes are really great fun, and it's so handy doing it from home as well. And even though, you know, you're not in a physical room with everyone, we're all here together, and I still feel that, you know, energy of the group, which is really nice. And we have an amazing worldwide group here at my Pilates time, so I'm sure you'll love it. And wow, lots of people returning to class for the first time for a little while. So good. New to Pilates, Helen, good on you. Anna asked, is this recorded? Yes, I recorded, and I'll edit it a little bit and then I'll send it out to you tonight. So you'll get it, if you're overseas, you'll get it tomorrow. Hi Clara from Portugal. Okay, so welcome. So I'm going to tell you 5 things that I think are just so important, and once you've put all these 5 pieces together, our bodies feel good, they move well, we maintain our strength, and it helps us do all the things that we love to do. So the first thing, which I think is absolutely key, is mobility. So keeping our body moving well through all our joints, reduces stiffness, keeps us pain-free. And it really sets a foundation for when we want to build strength as well. So mobility is like absolute foundation, and all my classes we include mobility exercises for really functional movement. So we'll do some of that to start with. The next thing I focus on, which I think is so important, is balance. You know, when we have good balance, we're confident in ourselves, and it allows us to, you know, enjoy life without feeling nervous that we're going to fall. And for good balance, we work on leg strength. So hips, glutes, thighs, calf muscles, movement through the feet, ankles, all of that, and core strength helps us have good balance. So first one was mobility, then it's balance, which is absolutely key. The third thing which I focus on is core and hip strength and stability. So when we have good strength through our center and through our pelvis and our hips, we reduce pain, supports our back, and it supports our posture. So we always focus on that. The fourth one is posture. So working on muscles to support a really good posture. It's all well and good to say, oh, I've just got to remember to stand up straight. But if we don't have the strength in our upper back, then it's really hard to just keep trying to pull our shoulders back. Often it's just developing the strength through our upper back so that our posture's aligned. Now, having good posture means, of course, it makes us look great, tall, and confident, but it also is super important for the alignment of our joints. So when our body is aligned well, the joints move as they should, and there's less wear and tear, and it will keep us in good form. And the fifth one is strength training. So we really need to make sure that we are constantly making sure we keep good amount of muscle mass in our body. We can do that through resistance, weight training, and just using our own body weight. And I'll take you through a couple of exercises and give you a taste of that as well. So I hope that makes sense, my 5 things. And whenever I plan a class with the members, when we do live classes, when I record classes, I think of those things. They're the absolute key. And the movements that I choose are to align and to put those pieces together for us. Okay, so we're going to actually start standing up, and then we're going to hop on the floor. So we're doing some mobility exercises standing up. So you go ahead and stand up. For those of you who I've just noticed saying they're chilly, I hope you're all nice and cozy in the lounge room. So usually when I do online classes, I just put my computer on a little coffee table and then I step back. So hopefully this works for you, and then you'll be able to see me and follow along. All right. So do follow along with me. Enjoy this time that you've set aside for yourself. It feels so good to move, and you're going to enjoy the benefits of this. All we do to start with, let's focus on our first key point, which is mobility. We're just going to stand, feet hip distance apart, softness in the knees. That's it. And we're just going to give our shoulders a little shrug and then roll them back. Don't overforce the movement. Don't push too hard, just up and back. So just start to move slowly. I always like to get started gently in my classes, never too harsh or jumping straight in. Makes it easier just to warm up gradually, get yourself moving, get yourself in the mood as well. And often, once you get started just gently, then you follow along, and before you know it, you're doing more challenging moves. Okay, that's good. And then we're going to do an arm circle. So I'm just going to take one hand, take it out to the side with me, just go up and go all the way around. And do that again, just go up and around. Good. So let your body move a little bit. Don't try and hold too steady. I want you to get a nice big range through the shoulder joint. Good, and maybe your head moves a little bit as you look up to your hand. Just see how that feels. Good, and we'll do the same on the other side. So out first, up, and then across your body. Now maybe you did the arm that moves more easily first. I certainly did. We always have one side that is a little stickier or a little trickier. And that's the good thing about Pilates is you go, oh, this side feels a little harder. So we're going to work on the mobility through that shoulder. That's it. And back and around. And then I want you just to lift one arm up. Have the arm as close to your ear as you can. If it doesn't go right up like that, just have it in front, okay? And then I want you to take a little side bend without letting the hips move, right? And you keep your arm as close to your ear as you can, and then come back up and then just switch sides. So you think of going up first and then over. So you're going to get a nice big stretch here, maybe down in there and back and switch. Doesn't that feel nice? So reach, up and over. Try not to twist forward. Try to stay right there. Soften your knees. Good. And back. And then last one here, up and over. Oh, keep your hand close to your ear. Let your body face straight and come back up and back and down. Now the shoulders are warm a little. We're just going to do a hinge. So I want you to soften your knees and I want you to tip your body forward. Just really getting a fold in here, right? And back up. Really functional movement, okay? Soften the knees, send your bottom back. See my back's flat, yeah? And where do you feel it? Back of the legs, okay? And I actually feel my upper back too because I'm working my upper back to hold a flat back and I pull my tummy in, yeah? So really functional, important mobility move is to be able to fold at your hip. You can imagine picking something up there, yeah? We'll do one more and really enjoy a nice big stretch of the back of the legs. That's it. I always need to do these in the morning. It's morning for me and so I'm extra tight. I'll warm up through the day. Next one is we're going to bend our knees. So I want you to bend your knees and like you're going to sit in a chair. Still I have a flat back, but it's a little different to the other one. I'm sitting back, weight into the heels. Just stay there with me if you can, and then stand up. So when we do squats, you know, if your knees find that tricky, just take a little one, okay? You don't have to go down right here, but if you can, go as far as you can and notice the mobility we're working through our ankles, our knees, our hips, yeah? And then let's add some arms. So we just go forward and back. If the knees are not working for you, maybe you just do the arms. There's always a way. In all my classes, I find myself saying all the time, if this doesn't work for you, try it like this. If this isn't right, try it like this, because we all have something at one time or another, and it doesn't mean you need to stop, it just means you need to find another way. Let's change it a little. So go here, this is warming us up. Open and back. We'll do 3 more. Here, here, here. Stand up strong. Working those legs and back. Good, 1 more. Nice and deep and back. Well done. Good. Now, I'm going to give you a little balance exercise. So while I'm talking, you're just going to stand on one leg. So just have your big toe here. Oh, okay, find your balance, grab a wall, a chair. All right, so I'm just up and down with my big toe. Sometimes your hips will go a little wonky. I want you to make them square. Okay, got that balance. Soften the knee of your standing leg. Sit up nice and tall. Good. Point your toe forward, out to the side. Forward, out. See, my hips are level. Hands on your body really helps, doesn't it? It reminds you of the shape you should be in, and it's fine to get that feedback. The more you progress, we could do other things, you know, but if you're just starting out, use your hands to check that you're square, because you're going to feel in here. And soften your knee, unscrunch your toes. Right. So we can do a lot of work for balance, standing up, and we can also do that lying down, strengthening our glutes. And this is, you know, a very still movement, but the more I can help you with balance, we can do lots of things with standing exercises. Are you feeling that yet in here? The moving leg's just our distraction. Yeah, put it back. And then go back into a little squat. Just release if you got tight. Now, big toe, just get your balance. You're standing on one leg. You're going to square your hips, Soften the knee you're standing on. Now, if your ankle's wobbling, if your knee's wobbling, that's all good things, okay? It's all good things because you're stabilizing. We're practicing. Toe forward, side. If you've been with me for a little while and you want to go challenge yourself a little bit more, maybe you up and forward. So you can challenge yourself if you want to. And I just want to show you. So sometimes you can look at things like this, maybe the Instagram moves I show, and it looks so easy, doesn't it? But it's when you do it, you think, oh gosh, actually I'm feeling a wobble internally. Usually when I'm doing balance exercises, I talk less in my classes because I have to really watch I don't wobble over. Oops, okay, that will do. Back together and a little bend, so stretch out here. Okay, good. Now it's time to hop on the floor. All right, so what you'll do is you're just going to bend your knees and we're going to lay on our back. So I'll give you time to get organized. And we'll have our feet bent and you'll lay on your back. Sometimes when you do online classes, you know, if we change positions, I'll always give you time to get settled because you might need to move where the computer is so you can see me. All right. I'm going to line myself up so my feet are hip distance apart. I'm going to put my hands down beside my body. I'm wiggling my toes because I do that because I want to go, okay, notice my feet on the ground, my toes, every toe, the big toe, little toe, the center of the heel. And then I'm going to take a breath in, breathe out, and just let my ribs soften down, let my shoulders soften down. Just feel the ground under you. Notice your body. We're going to do a bridge, which is another exercise which is really good for your balance, which is our second key element. So when we do a bridge, we lift the hips up, all right? So you're just going to touch your lower back into the mat and then let the hips come up, okay? You don't push up so high that you go into an arch. You keep a really straight line in your body. You want to watch your knees are not going out to the side. You can feel the strength of your legs pushing down. Squeeze your bottom a little bit. Good. And now let that squeeze go and just let your body come back down onto the ground. Good. Breathe in. Breathe out. You're going to lift your hips, push down, stand up on strong legs. Feel that inner thigh connection. Squeeze your bottom, open your chest. And then you're just going to soften that feeling and let your body come back down. We lift up again. Now there's two different focuses with bridging. Come back down. Is you can do it rolling through your spine where you articulate through your spine, or another way is sort of just a push up, okay? And back down. If you have osteoporosis, the best way to do it is just to push straight up rather than roll through your back. Otherwise, you can lay your back down one bone at a time. Let's make it a little harder now. Let's go up into our bridge. Now stand up on those strong legs, squeeze your bottom. And what I want you to do is just take a little dip down of the hips. So drop them down and then back up. They don't touch the ground. You just dip a little, back up. We'll keep going. Good. So when I push the hips up, I get a good squeeze of the bottom. And we'll do 4 more. 1, 2, really squeeze. And then when you release, just let it go. And then up again. And 3 and 4. Good. Now, relax that feeling and just let your body come all the way back and down. Nicely done. All right, so we've done mobility. We've done some exercises for balance through our hips and glutes. Next one to do is think about some core strength and hip strength, which is super important for our back, keeping our back healthy and reduce pain in our back. So what we'll do is we're going to put our hands on our hips here, see how level you are and keep that level feeling as you float one leg up. Just pop it down, float the other. You almost feel like when the leg lifts up, it folds over your hand there. Okay, that's it. So there's not much of a shift of weight side to side as I march the legs. See if you can keep a feeling of moving the thigh up and the thigh down, not the foot, not the shin. Think of pressing your lower back down towards the mat and see if you can sort of snitch in through the waist so you feel that connection just as you're doing something very simple and your breathing is just nice and easy, but you're still feeling like your belly button's drawing down towards the mat. Let's make it a little harder. You could always come back to this one if you need to. Come up with one leg and the other one too. So feel like your tummy's dropping down. We're going to tap one toe down and then switch in the other. So I'm scissoring the thighs. Can you think of keeping your lower back on the mat? Relax your shoulders. And if you want to go back to that first move we just practiced, sometimes when you're just learning, you could do a few like this, but then it feels like your back arches too much. And if that happens, it's time just to go back to the other one until you build a little bit more strength in your core. And it will happen within a couple of weeks of practicing with me. Good. 4, 3, 2, 1. Both legs down. Relax. All right, good work. Now, what else was I thinking for core strength? Okay. We're going to lift both legs up again. If any time you just want to do one leg up and have one down, you go ahead. All right, one leg up. Now, before I lift the other one, I drop into my tummy. So it feels like I deepen. I pull down a little bit and then the other leg comes up. And when my back feels really steady, legs together. And I'm just going to put my knees apart. So I've made a little diamond shape and then I'll put the legs back together. So I'm just going to go open and together. I know it's hard to see on the screen, but I just open my knees with my feet together and then back. Okay. This is hard to keep your legs up, so you could always do this with your knees down on the floor. Choose. You just choose what's right for you. You don't always have to make it the hardest one. You do what feels right. Different days will feel like you'll need to do different things. Some days when I'm super tired, I won't do the hardest option and that's okay. Okay. Open your legs, hold it there. We're just going to take that whole shape down a little bit and then lift it up a little down. So my knees are apart and I'm just doing a little up and down. If this is too much right now, legs on the ground, just keep opening the thighs, pull them together. When you shut your legs together, feel like the waist draws in. We're nearly there. Try not to go so far with the dip that your back arches. Can you really try and keep that lower back down? That's it. Where's our last one? Legs together, one foot down, then the other. Then just roll over to your side and look at me. So I sort of roll over, yeah, fix my hair. All right. So just a couple of exercises there to really work on that lower deep tummy muscles. Right? We're going to have our feet and feet round behind, so a bent knee, and I'm just going to be up on my elbow like this. Or actually, let's go like this, sorry. Okay, so you could lay down or you could have your, I'll just have my head up so I can look at you. So we lift up the top leg. Okay, and then I want you to reach it out, bend it back, put it back down. So we go up, stretch, back, down. Up, stretch, back, down. Up, stretch, back, down. Up, stretch. I think it's better to put your head down. I don't want you to hurt your neck. That's where doing Pilates at home is nice. If you're by the lounge, grab a little cushion off the lounge and just pop it under your head. We'll do about 6 more, so you've got time to grab it. So I'm working on hip strength here. When I work with ladies who have hip problems or hip pain, it's really common. We work on mobility, so we do some stretches through the hip, but the other thing that's super important is strengthening. So you can do things like this, you know, maybe you're already starting to feel the effort of that. It's not a fancy move, but you should be feeling it through here. All right, and if you're not, we'll do one more, and you will by the end of this one. So we hold it here, and then I'm just going to do a little tiny up and down. Anytime you need to take a break, you don't go to super exhaustion or fatigue, but you want to go until you feel like the muscle here is getting a little tired, holding up the weight of your leg. Just stretch out the leg really wide. We can do it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then bend it in. So you can feel here. So that's good, a good starting point to get strengthening. Help yourself up and just spin the legs around. Take your time. Feet in line with the lower back. Lay down, get comfy. And then the top leg just lifts up. Then you're going to stretch it out, bring it back, put it down. Keep going with that. Lift it up, stretch it out, put it back. I'm not trying to lift my leg really high on this one. See, it's sort of level with my hip, my body. Yep. That's it. And I usually push that underneath leg, push it down a little bit. It helps you keep steady. Sort of feel broad at the back of the hips. I'm trying to keep my leg all the time parallel to the floor. So when I lift it, just parallel with the floor. It's matching the underneath leg straight back down, straight up. How's it feeling? About the same as the other one. Stretch it out. Just go up and down now. Try to keep your body still. We don't want to have a movement through the body to get a bigger swing of the leg. Slow and controlled, and you're going to really feel, you're just really holding the weight of your leg up, aren't you? Feeling this hip having to work. Strength in the hips can really help reduce pain, an achy feeling. Okay. If you need to stop, you stop, otherwise put 5 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and in. Feel that? Okay. So we've done mobility, we worked on balance, we did some core and hip. We're going to do some moves to work on our posture. So lay on your tummy, that's number 4. Now, actually, why don't you just keep looking to me? I'm going to show you the move, and then you can hop on your tummy and do it with me. That way you won't twist your neck when you're looking at me. Okay, so I'll be like this, and I'm going to put my hands out from my mat, just in line with about my head. I'm going to stretch my legs out. Feel like I'm squeezing a little tiny bit. I feel like my tailbone's reaching towards my heels. And then I'll lift from that control. I'll be able to lift up my head and chest. And then I'll pop it back and down. So once you're ready, go ahead and lay on your tummy. Line yourself up. Right. One of the most important things when you do this, we're working on our upper back. We don't want our lower back to hurt. So we need to make the lower back feel long. To do that, I squeeze a little bit. I reach my tailbone to my heels. Hold that shape and then take a little lift. And back. So breathe in when you lift up and almost feel like the air lifts you. Good. And again, little lift. And if your lower back feels fine doing that, why don't you push into your hands on the next one? So you're going to look up And then push into your hands so you can aim your chest forward. Don't try and tip your chin up or look up the wall too much. Just look right out on the horizon. Let your shoulders drop down and then you come on all the way back and down. Again, eyes up, chest up. And maybe you just come a little way. Maybe you don't push to straight arms. Maybe you just go where it feels like a good idea and back and down. Do a couple more for me there. Breathe in and lift up. Good, straighten into your arms a little bit. Drop your shoulders and then back and down. And again, lift up, up. Nice big length. Look out on the horizon, make your neck an extension of your spine, and then you just come back and down. Good. Okay. Now, we're going to reach our arms out in front. Not so much that my shoulders shrug up, but just here where I'm comfy and I'm looking at the floor. Maybe you could look at me and see what to do first. Okay. So I'm going to, again, feel like my hip bones are pushing down. It's really, really important. Then I'm going to work my upper back muscles by reaching one arm so it hovers off the floor in the opposite leg. Just a little bit and back and down. And then the other side. Okay, come with me. Ready? So lift, down. Push your hip bones down. Think of your pubic bone anchored down into the mat. Take a breath in as you do a little tiny lift. If it goes into your lower back a little much, why don't you just do the arms? One arm and back, then the other. Push down with the arm that's on the floor as you take a lift. And back, we're nearly there. 4 more. 1, 2, 3. Don't go high. Think of reaching long with the arm and the leg. Length, length, length. Good. Relax. Hands beside you. Push back. And you're going to just sit back towards your feet. Okay? Stretch down. We call this rest position. Maybe you've done a yoga class before. They call it child's pose. Sometimes it can be hard to sit all the way at your feet. If your body just goes to here, no problem. Just go down like this. You're still going to feel nice and broad there at the back of the hips, and that's the aim. You know, we give the lower back a little stretch after those moves. Right. Those ones will get easier too as you practice. Okay. Good, take a nice deep breath. You're doing so well. And then help yourself up to your hands and knees. You know, with those exercises are good for posture. Now let's do a little bit of weight bearing, which is our 5th principle, which is strength. Okay. We want to stay strong. It's so important. Having good muscle tone in our body is so important to keep the joints like aligned. It's really good for our metabolism, for immunity, so much. Now, I'm just going to put my hands under my shoulders, knees under hips. See how my back's arched? I want you just to pull your tummy in a little bit so you feel like you've just got the natural curve of your spine, and then soften your elbows and push down through the floor so you're not collapsing. Your shoulders haven't shrunk up to your ears. So you're pushing down. So even just me talking while you're holding this, you're working hard. We're using our body weight to strengthen. All right. What we're going to do now is we're going to take opposite arm and leg and just slide them along the floor, and then slide it back, and then the other side, slide it back. Now once you've had a look at what to do, you're just going to keep going with this and put your eyes on the floor just in front of where your hand is, so the back of the neck's long. Keep going, I'll talk you through it. You just keep your neck in line. If that's feeling fine for you, maybe you take the arm and leg to be level with your body rather than along the floor. Bring it back. And then on the other side, bring it back. The trick is in between the switch, where you switch from side to side, see if you can keep your body as still as you can. That's it. Stretch out. So again, it's that length we want. Okay. It's fine to slide just the fingers along the floor, just the toes. Both options, you're maintaining stability. This is a really full body exercise. Hips, core, upper body. Good, hold it there. I'm going to take one leg back, toes against the floor, and just watch that your hip hasn't rolled open. So make your hip bones look to the mat. Then I'm just going to do a little up with the leg, down, up, down. Look, I'm not going up so high that my body arches. I'm just going to take it here and keep pulling my tummy in. So you should have a straight line in your body. This will be good for your back of the leg and the glutes. This will be good for balance. Yeah. And we've got weight bearing. Combines everything really here, doesn't it? Okay, bring that leg in. Other side. Good. Square off your hips. Make your hip bones look at the mat. Just go up and down. It's handy because I'm looking at the screen. I can see a reflection of myself. And it's helped me since I've started doing these online, because often I felt that was level with my body, but it wasn't. It's not until sometimes you look at yourself and you realize. So, you know, if you've got glass doors, you could do some Pilates in front of one time and just see where is level. Think of lifting the back of the thigh, not the foot. Keep really still through your back, and that will do. Bring it in. Then we're just going to go down on one elbow, down on the other. Give your wrists a little rest. Then push up, up, down, down, up, up. So I'm just dropping down, pushing up, dropping down, pushing up. Now go down with the other hand first and push up. So sort of preparation for some push-ups, which we can practice another time. But that's it. Weight bearing, super good for us. Good for our wrist, even if it feels a little sore. We're going to get stronger. And that will do. Then just sit back as much as you can. Go back to that little stretch. Maybe you move your wrists a little. Take a deep breath. Breathe into the back of your body. Sigh out. Take another slower breath this time. And then softly breathe out. Feel proud of yourself for coming to class and doing this with me. Good. And then you just shift your weight forward and crawl over to your computer. That's us done with the exercises. Maybe your wrists need a little roll. Well done, everyone. Tell me in the chat, let me know. Give me one word. What do you think of right now? How do you feel? You warm? Energized? Stretched? Tell me. Just whatever pops into your head. You know, there's no right or wrong, and we'll all feel differently. But tell me, how do you feel? And I hope you can see the messages coming in. Gratitude, loved it, awesome. Motivated, good, Emma, well done. Aligned, refreshed, says Cindy. Louise feels amazing. Tingly and warm, I like that, Trish. These are all fantastic words. Tired, says Catherine. You'll be ready for bed. Stress reliever, definitely. Pilates is so good for just moving through emotions, and those slow, deep breaths, which often we forget to do through the day, are just gold. And we only moved for about half an hour, and you can really get all these amazing feelings even with a 20-minute class. I just can't believe all these lovely words. You've created that feeling within yourself, so you've done that for yourself. You should feel proud of yourself. And Catherine said some stiffness. Sometimes when you do a Pilates class, it sort of highlights where you might need to do a little bit more. And that's not a bad thing either, to recognize, okay, even when I did that arm circle, I thought, oh, my left shoulder needs a little bit of love today. And that's a great thing to recognize. Diana says rewarding. Thank you, Linda. I'm so glad you came and that you did that for yourself. I'd love to talk to you about my Pilates membership site now. In my membership, it's a special website, and you'd be able to follow classes like that all the time. So, you can log in with a special password, and there's recorded classes, and a lot of them are short, and you can do them whenever you like. And there's also live classes similar to this, but it's more personal. It's over Zoom, so I can actually talk to you not just in chat, but face to face. And you'd have access to all of that, and you can do it. You can log in anytime, day and night, every day. And yeah, if you felt like this was helpful, that you got benefit from doing that at home, and how convenient it was just to open your computer and follow along, then I'd love to invite you to join. So my daughter Kelsey is actually in the chat. She's in the other room. She's just going to put up on the chat now the links. So to join the membership, it costs $25 for a month, and that's access to everything every day, and live classes. You'll be able to start with a fast track guide to success, where there's 10 foundational classes which you can work your way through in the first couple of weeks of getting started with me. And so it's $25 for a month. But I changed the link, so it's a special discount code because you came along today, and I wanted to say thank you for coming and giving it a go. So the coupon code, it's in this link that Kelsey's just putting up for us, is already discounted in this special link, and you get 50% off your first month. So you'd be able to do a first month, not even $4 a week for the whole first month, and then after that it's $25 a month. And if you feel like you wanted to go, you know what, I'm going to make these little changes now and see what happens in a year. I know I need to be proactive, and this suits me. I know I can do this. Then if you set yourself up for a year, it's $250 for a year. Kelsey's also going to put the annual link up. And if you join for a year, I'll give you March and April totally free. So that's an amazing deal, and it's so affordable. A month of my Pilates time with me is less than just going to one in-person class. And if you have questions and you're thinking about it, just put them in the chat, because I'll stay here for a little while now, and I want to answer your questions about the membership, what it means, how you can use it. So if you're thinking about something, just pop it in and I'll talk to you about it. If you do join, one thing I think is nice to know is that there's no lock-in contracts, because if you join something like this and something changes, or you don't feel like it's right or whatever, you can cancel any time. So you're not locked into a certain time frame or a billing pattern or anything. So you can always access your account anytime, or you can email us and my team and I will help you out. So that's nice to know. And I often talk about doing something little that seems insignificant now, like what we did today. You were able to do it, it felt good, but then it has a dramatic impact a year later. Like, it really does make a difference in time to come. And I think that's why I encourage people to do Pilates with me, because it's, yes, you get that feeling of feel good about yourself and you feel more energized, and it has a ripple effect through your day or your evening. You sleep well, you feel motivated, you feel good about yourself. But it has a huge impact a year from now, when you can stand up with better posture, when your body is actually stronger in a year than it is now. And it doesn't have to be super intense. It's consistency beats intensity. And I've seen it over and over, and I've seen it in my life too. It's we're actually living, we've got 10 acres and we just started building our house. We're just living in a little portable, but we've started putting in our garden. So we've got a little orchard. So we put in some new fruit trees. We've got apples, pears, cherries. And right now the pear has some teensy little fruit. So the tree's only small and I don't think the fruit's not going to come to much, but you can see that what I have invested now will reap the benefits in 3 years to come. And I think that's a good, picture of what it's like in Pilates. So what you see now, or what you do, you think, oh, will that really make a difference? Just think 3 years, I'm going to get that fruit and I can't wait to eat it. You can think ahead and think, what I do now, even though it seems insignificant, it seems like a minor change to my daily routine, can have a dramatic impact a year from now. And, there are thousands of ladies who are proving this to be true. So you don't have to get sweaty all the time. I go for a walk and I get my heart rate up. So I'm not saying don't do cardio, but you don't have to jump around to get a strong body that is pain-free, that lets you do what you want to do, lets you dig in the garden. I lifted up that big bag of soil and I felt so proud of myself because it was heavy, but I didn't hurt my back, no problem. And when you do things like that, or jump up and down off the floor easily, it's a good feeling just to not have the worry of a stiff body that's holding you back, because I know you want to stay active, and that's where my Pilates time can be just so good. You can just do 20 minutes here and there through the week. A lot of the ladies that start with me start with, say, 2 or 3 short classes a week, because that way you'll really notice a difference quickly, and I want you to see the benefits quickly, and that motivates you to keep going. And then because the classes are varied, you could do a class every day. And when you join the membership, there's a weekly workout plan. So once you've done your foundational level training with me, which is the 10 classes, then you go into the weekly workout plan. And each week lined up is 7 new classes every week. So one day is sort of leg focus, one day is standing, one day is core, one day we pick up the light hand weights. So you get a good workout. And if you don't do them all, that's okay. You can just pick and choose, do a couple, but it's fine to do it every day too. Now, I'm just going to have a look in the question and answer. I can see Kelsey has grabbed a couple of your questions and put them there. And if you have a question, then pop it in the chat and let me answer your questions. Okay. So the links are there. It's a special link which has the 50% off your first month if you want to join monthly, and the annual link is March and April, totally free, and then we'll just carry on through the year for $250 for the whole year. So click on those links and I'll see you in there. If you need to go, I know it's late for a lot of you, feel free to go, but if you want to stay, I'm going to stay and answer all these questions. So if you do need to go, thank you for coming. It was so nice to have you. And I'll send the replay later. So let me just have a look at these questions here. Question from Wendy. How many repeats do you do of these exercises? Yeah, good question, Wendy. So, it depends what we're focusing on. I tried to give you sort of a well-rounded snapshot into what sort of things we do in my Pilates time. So if we're on our side, we could probably do a little bit more on that to sort of really work all the muscles of the thigh and the hip. So in a lot of my classes, it's a little bit more intense, and maybe through the core, we'd spend a little bit more time with that as well, but not all in one go. So one day you might do a 20-minute class, but maybe it's more focused on legs. And then one day you do an exercise, which is where we use the hand weights. So just my little light ones. You can pick up some, just 3 pound is plenty. And, we might just focus on the shoulders. But today's class, I tried to give you a bit of an overview of the 5 things I think that I work on, so that you can sort of see how it feels. Patricia said, can I send the link in the email? Yeah, I will do. Yeah, and you can sign up to that in the next 3 days. the special coupon is only available for the next 3 days for the 50% off. So yeah, I'd love to get you started, and can't wait to help you get going. Question from Liz. It's US dollars. Like as you see here with the all the ladies that have joined from around the world, we just have the one currency. It simplifies our systems. So what you do is just go to Google and type in convert 25 USD to NZD. I have a couple of questions about the currency. Gillian, can't see the link. Kelsey, can you make sure you pop that link up there, or pop it back in the chat so Gillian can see? Gillian, you're going to want to use the link that I'm sending you now, not from the website, because the website to join link is doesn't have the discount. Otherwise, I'll email you later with the link so that you can get the discount. And a question from Sarah, how many classes do members have access to? Oh, about 300, but sometimes a lot is overwhelming. Okay, so would you like me to show you, Sarah, what it's like inside the membership? I'll share my screen and I'll show you, because there's categories. So you have your weekly workout plan, which avoids trying to decide what to do each day, because I put the work into that. So you just click on whatever day it is. Then there's categories. So you can go, I feel like doing arms today. You just go into the arm category and 30 classes will come up for you. I want to do legs, and then there'll be another whole bundle. You don't need to get overwhelmed by the amount of classes, but you have access to them all the time. They don't go away. It's permanently there for you. So you just log in and all the classes are there. I'm going to share my screen because there might be some others who are interested to see what it's like when you log in as a member. Okay, can you see okay? Yeah? Okay. So this is what it's like when you log in. This is your fast track guide. Start here. They're your 10 quick classes to get you a really good foundation. Okay. Once you've done that, your weekly workout plan. Every single Monday, we update this with fresh new 7 classes. So we've got a stretch, strength, we've got a coordination, arms. Okay. And you see the time. So if you've got a busy day, you're going out to work, you just want to do a quick class, just pick the quick one. Even if it's not Friday, just pick that one. And then you'll see there might be usually I pick a restful one at some point, stretch and strength. So that might be a nice evening one for you, or a stretch class. Then you keep going, scrolling down, and you see this is our calendar. These are all our live classes. Your calendar, when you log in, it's so clever, it will figure out what time zone it is for you. It just shows you when it is for you. You don't have to do any conversions or anything. So you can see tomorrow we have a class which is healthy energy flow. For me it's this time, but for you it'll show up in your time zone. Okay, and all you do is you click on it and I'll be there to take you through your class, and it will be a Zoom call. But you don't need to worry, you just click on that link. Then here we have our library. Okay, so if I wanted to do a full body, if I don't want to do something that appeals to me from the weekly schedule, I might think, oh, look, I feel like doing a full body today. So you click on that, and then here you go, all your full body classes. And all you do is you click on it, click play. It tells you the time. When you click into the class, it'll give you a description. I'll show you. Broomstick. Oh, it's not a very good cover image. Yeah, and you can comment. You see people have done the class and just this week and they've messaged. Yeah, okay. And then, yeah, there's all our live classes are recorded. They go in there. There's a section here for osteoporosis safe, so no flexion of the spine and no rotation. So these ones here are perfect if you have osteoporosis. You'll be going into this category a lot, especially just learning the modifications you need to make. And once you've learnt those modifications, you should be able to apply them to all the other classes as well. We have resources, downloadables, printables, tutorials where I train you on certain movements. Yeah, so let me, and then here, just say you get a new little set of weights, you think, I'm really keen to use them, just click on the word weights. And here are all the classes with weights. So it's pretty easy to use, but we're always here to help you get on your way. We also have conversations, chats on the mat. So there's another one coming up in March, and where you can ask lots of questions, that kind of thing. Now, I hope that was interesting for you. So click on the link if you'd like to jump in and have a look at it with me. Okay, I'll just keep going through the questions here so I don't miss anyone. A question here about the lower back position. Does the lower back have to feel tight on the floor or with a little space left with no space? Oh, you mean when we do the core exercises and the legs are up? So there's different ways to do these exercises. Often I talk about a neutral spine where there is just the natural curve of your low back off the ground while your legs are up. But it can be a little bit hard, especially if you're new. So if you're new to doing Pilates, then I talk about keeping your back imprinted into the ground. So keep it imprinted to really get the core muscles working and to make sure your back doesn't hurt. And then the stronger you get, then you can do all the exercises with your legs up and just have the natural curve of your back as long as you can keep your pelvis stable. That's a good technical question. Emma, do monthly memberships auto-renew? Yes. So like I said, there's no lock-in contract. So if something changes or you go on a trip and you want to pause your membership, you can do that by just sending us an email. You can reply to any of my emails. They come to my team and I. And you can access your account from within the membership. You can see your billing details. You can pause it. That's fine. But it does auto-renew, so you don't have to worry about it. It just keeps going through. Julie, can I see the schedule for a month? Yep, I just showed you. But like I said, you have access to the whole lot all the time. So you can pick and choose. But I do put the weekly schedule in there because it gives you a chance to not have to overthink it. I think if we overthink it, then it can be, a barrier. And a question from Kerry. It says accept terms and conditions. Oh, the terms and conditions are at the bottom of my website, mypilatestime.com. And a question from Dee. It asks me to log in, but I don't think I'm registered. Yeah, if you don't have your password, just send. I'll remember to come back and message you after we finish this call, Dee, and I'll help you I'll check if you're registered, if you're a member, or if you're not. If you're a member, then you just put in your password and username, but I can always reset your password for you. Question from Catherine. You don't want to use your credit card stored. You had your identity stolen. Oh, that's hard, isn't it? Well, you can be sure that we use industry standard payment gateways for My Pilates Time. There is PayPal as an option, so you can use PayPal, which might feel better for you. Okay. Question from Vita. How often to start with? Yeah, do 3 quick ones, 3 short classes a week, just to get you going. And then some weeks you'll do more, some weeks you'll do less. But start with a bit of a, motivation, be proactive. Get that quick win of feeling like, okay, you're noticing your muscles getting stronger very quickly. Within 2 weeks, you can expect to notice a difference. And that's such a good feeling, and it'll keep you wanting to do more. So schedule in 3 20-minute classes for your first week from the Fast Track Guide, which is that box I showed you at the top. And then a question from Pauline. Oh, you just joined. Welcome. Oh, so good to have you, Pauline. Yes, I would start with the Fast Track Guide. So it's that box, that picture at the top. It'll take you to 10 classes, some journaling notes to help you, think about the importance of looking after yourself, and some videos from me which have, how to use the site, just some housekeeping things to help you get on your way with ease. A question from Lisa, how do you log in? Good question. I send you an email, it'll have a button on it, it will say log in here, but if ever you want to log in, you go to mypilatestime.com and there's a login button at the top right. Okay. And Ellie? Oh, not able to log in. Ellie, I'll get back to you after the call and check. If you're a member, then I can reset your password for you and help you get back in. No problem. Any tech issues or anything like that, never be worried to come and just email us and we'll help you. And Valerie, do we keep a history of what we've done in our account? Yes. So when you do a class and you mark it as complete, you'll be able to go to some green arrows on the side of the membership. When you click on those, it'll have a list of all the classes and it'll just have them shaded in the ones you've done, which is nice, isn't it, to see your progress. Yeah, and you can always save classes into your own little favorites box, which is so good, because all you do is if you do a class and you really like it, you can hit the star button and you'll save your own little bundle of ones that you know. Maybe there's a class that was hard and you're like, I'm going to work on those arm exercises until I get them. Or maybe it just felt so relaxing and you thought, I'm doing that again next week. And you can save it and then you'll know how to come back to it. Okay, so were there any other questions before I go? Oh, so good, Emma. Nice to have you. She just said she's going to join when the discount link comes in. It'd be lovely to have you. Well, thank you for coming, and yeah, I'll send you that replay later. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to keeping it going with you. I think it'll be great fun. All right, bye.